and we have a very special guest. New album just came out, so I'm gonna need y'all to help me introduce Miss Genique in the building.
Bang, 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 bang.
What's good, y'all? How y'all feeling?
I'm feeling great, Genique. How you feeling? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm chilling. Happy to be here.
Thank you, man. We happy to have you here. We got to talk music. We got to talk this album that you have out right now. And I had the pleasure of being at your listening party and got to listen to the whole thing. Mm-hmm. So before we even get into it, let me see if I had like a warm-up question for you if we're going right into this album right here. So your music, right? Your music, you're talented, you rap and you sing. I need to know and let the people know before we get into it, when did you discover that you can sing, and when did you discover that you can rap, and when did you decide to combine the two together musically?
I'm glad that you asked those as separate questions because people don't do that often.
Oh, no, yep. I understand.
That was really smart. I started singing when I was really young. Like, since I could talk, I was singing. So maybe like 3, something crazy like that. And then I started on like the church choir. So I was like always on church choir, always getting the solos. And I've been doing that for a really long time. Started taking that serious in college. And then, I was just like experimenting. I was just like dabbling in rap. Like, let me see if I can rap. Let me play around with some bars. And then I realized I was like really good at rapping too. So that came way after. I only been rapping for like 3 years. To be honest. Yeah.
That's crazy. So you said you started in church. Is your family musical, or is that something that's isolated with you?
I love these questions, Kev. Shout out to you. So
do this.
My mom can't sing at all, but she loves music. And then my dad was actually like a DJ in Jamaica, and he used to go around and like perform with like, Louis Culture and Wayne Wonder, surprisingly, which I just found out like 2 months ago, which is crazy.
Wow,
that's dope.
It's a big deal.
Like, you see me pursuing music, you wasn't gonna tell me
right.
that you was running around with Wayne Wonder.
Well, now that's a motivation for you too.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. So I guess, I do come from kind of a musical background because of my dad.
Yeah, I mean, I would think it's more than kind of. That's a musical,
yeah,
right?
Well, he didn't tell me.
Didn't.
I had to find out by myself, kind of find it all on myself. So music found me.
So what led you from leaving from the church choir to now taking it to music? Because I mean, you could have continued. I don't know if you do sing at church still.
No, I don't.
Right. So you could have taken the gospel or continue to sing in church, but what made you decide to say, I'm going to start doing my own music?
Right. I think like for me, music has always been an escape. So I've always written like how I feel and what I'm going through and stuff like that. And it just didn't always like tie back to, being as religious as it would need to be for gospel music. So I never really like played with gospel music, even though my mother would love that if I just started doing gospel.
She want that Kanye type album.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like I've always written for myself, and then people end up liking it. Like I write to heal myself. I write to like big myself up and bust myself up. So just happen that people like it.
So that's dope. All right, so you write your own music. Mm-hmm. Did you always start by writing your own music, or were you like a cover singer originally?
No, I was always writing my own music. I have music books since I was 7 years old.
Wow.
Fully written songs.
Dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
That's going to be worth a little something later.
I know. I'm trying to keep it
trying to take that. You can eBay that. So, all right, so let's talk. We're not going to talk the album yet. I want to talk that you have music out. You've been putting music out for some time, and now you have this album out. Is there something different or something in particular with this album that's different from all the other music that you've been putting out?
Most definitely. This album was my introduction to the rap game. Like, y'all know I could rap, but did you know, like, do you understand that I'm a threat right now? Like,
exactly. Talk your talk.
Heard you, sis. I heard you.
So,
that's right.
So this album was like me putting myself out there with rap music, me setting the bar, not just for like myself as a female rapper, but like everyone else. Like, if you're claiming to be the Queen of New York and the King of New York and then you have to be able to top mine. Like, so that's what it was. That's what it was.
Are you
Shake
out here?
the block.
All right, get out of here, princess of New York. You talking crazy? You ain't no queen,
Queen,
princess.
I like the animosity.
Princess, get out of here.
Yo, let her manifest. Let her
Exactly.
manifest.
Hold my dress.
Y'all know what it is already.
Yeah, I know what it is. So you rap. You said you started rapping in college. What gave you confidence to say that I can pursue this? Because obviously you would be more confident in singing because that's how you started, and that's 18 to 20 years of working on one craft, and then 3 years of saying I'm gonna jump with rapping. What made you feel confident that you were able to pursue it?
For sure. I've never been afraid to kind of wander off into something else. So I like picking up new hobbies, and then rapping became like a game for me. Like how good can I get at this? Like, can I wordplay? Can I do what they're doing? So it was kind of a challenge for me. Like, I like challenges. So I'm just like, do what you got to do. See if you could like sit down, write some bars. And I'm like, okay, I'm good. And then it went from like, okay, I'm good to like, yo, like I can compete with people out right now.
That's me
Exactly.
playing right now. That's
exactly,
me.
exactly.
Okay.
So I just started going hard, really, just like threw myself into it.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. I got a question. I got a question for her.
What's up, Ace?
Now, this is a more difficult question, right? If you were to pick an artist that motivated you the most to be where you are now, who would it be?
It's a good question. I love these questions. Shout out to y'all. An artist that motivated me to be where I am. I'm gonna have to say, and I say this all the time, but it is Tory Lanez. Like, that's really my man's. Like, even before I actually got to meet him and that whole thing, he was rapping, he was singing, he was doing dance hall.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, if they're not like, boxing him in, then I could do what I want to do.
Absolutely.
So after like hearing his music and like seeing what he was doing with the sound, I was like, all right, I'm gonna do everything. I'm gonna do anything I want to do.
As far as genres, different genres.
Yeah, exactly.
I think now is the best opportunity to display those smaller skills. If you have that type of flow to show the world, because now we in the era of so many different genres of music blending with each other, especially with hip hop, with the Afro beats, and hip hop with the reggae, you know what I'm saying, and the soca and the reggae, soca and the Afro beats. This is the best time for multicultural artists to really present themselves. I agree. You got what it takes.
If you got what it takes.
Right.
Because everybody thinks,
everybody's
just gonna, I'm gonna do a rap, I'm doing a reggae song, and you're trash. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have the skills of pizzazz. And I remember from one of the first times we had opportunity to work with Genique at one of the comedy shows.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And she performed. She gave me your music to perform, and I'm really listening to her perform. Not only watching perform, but listening and understanding your lyrics, your delivery, how you interacted with the crowd as well. And I definitely said that she was a very talented artist, because let's keep it real. I'm a very, very, very constructive person when it comes to criticism. So is Kevin.
I think we both are very
yes
very critical of these trash ass people out here.
And a lot of times, people will just come up to you and say, yo, I rap, yo, I sing, or whatever the case may be, and do not give the full potential of what it takes to become an artist. Not only an artist, an entertainer. You know what I'm saying? And it's very important that you have the talent, you have the delivery, you have the engagement with the crowd when it comes to performing. You understand? And one of the things that we noticed that you were separated from the rest was that you had all of these three things in an environment where it wasn't a large amount of people, but it was a decent amount of people, and you were able to keep everybody engaged and enjoy the music. So round of applause for you. Round of applause for you. You know what I mean?
Appreciate that.
I mean, speaking of that though, because you brought up a good point of performing. How important is it for you to have your music match your ability to perform it on stage?
I mean, I feel like it always translates, because I think now I'm kind of writing to perform as well. Like I think about that when I'm writing my songs, and I kind of know like what lines are gonna hit and what songs are gonna be crowd pleasers. And then a part of me is also writing emotionally, like my R&B songs and stuff like that, where it's gonna come through in the performance because that's how I was feeling for real. Like I was really heartbroken or I was really hurt in general, so that's gonna come out when I perform. You know, so it's a little bit of both. I write to perform and kind of ties into each other.
So is all your music connected to some type of truth or something that you've been through?
Yeah, I
And
would
that's
say
how
that.
you write, tap into it and write something from it.
Yeah, I would say that for sure.
All right, so man, so the album is called Set the Bar.
Yep.
We got some more to talk about it, but I feel like we should play something from the album. That way, I feel like music is how you kind of get to know somebody. So everybody who may not follow Genique, we could hear a track from them so they could kind of get to know who she is right now. So let's play something from the album. Your choice, obviously.
Yeah.
How do we have her music? We're gonna go from
we could go.
the album's on YouTube too, right? So we can go.
We're gonna get to her music in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, so she could choose what song would you like from the album, and then why are you choosing this song? Why would you like us to hear it?
I'm gonna do Run the City first.
Okay.
Show off some bars and versatility because I know I mixed the patois in there with everything.
Dope.
And then yeah, I'll do that first. Run the City.
Run the City.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get to Run the City in a few seconds. Give it lock.
Run the City. Let's go.
Coming close to flossy. Them know I'ma drop my music that way all of this man jockey. Yeah.
I. Yeah. We back. So y'all heard, man, that's new music from Genique. Make sure that you guys follow her. I put it in the chat for Twitch for you guys. For everyone else listening on other platforms, follow her at Genique Music on Instagram. That's what it is, just plain old Genique Music, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Genique Music on
Genique
Instagram,
music,
yeah.
Yep.
Make sure that you get that, listen to that album, Set the Bar, new album, man. So that was fire. I had that Brooklyn bounce too. I wanted to do the
What we doing? The pop smoke and everything.
Yeah, I got that bounce to it, man. So obviously that song's fire. A lot of people on the chat right now, if you know, they just firing it up, bigging you up
Thanks,
everywhere,
y'all.
man.
I
Caribbean
appreciate
people.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm about to blast that going back to Suffolk County tonight.
Hey, yo,
Apple
you got
Music.
that hour ride.
Fact.
That's a whole fact. So tell us a little bit. You said that you write your own music. So tell us a little bit about like your writing process. I know some people, I hear stories of they like to just write when they're isolated by themselves in their house. They like to write as soon as something happens and they feel it and they go write. What's your process like when it comes to writing?
Honestly, I kind of have to get out this habit, but I write when I'm inspired, and people tell me like you can't wait around for inspiration because
Right.
there'll be like months where I'm not inspired and I will dead ass not write. I mean, I don't write.
That's serious,
But-
not right.
But I've been writing more, just like pushing myself as soon as I feel like writing, like just go. I play the beat. I tell people send me beats. They send it. I have like, you know, a couple hours where I'm just like home, like let me write today. Let me sit down, get something done. Play the beat. I listen. I like find the flow first.
Okay.
And then I start like typing out my lyrics because I do everything on my like laptop on a Google Doc. Type out my lyrics and I just like start making the lyrics match the flow, kind of form a concept of what I want the song to be about, and then find a catchy chorus. And
Ooh.
yeah, that's my song.
True artistry.
Okay.
True
Thanks.
artistry. Some Ed Sheeran types.
Is it?
So, you know how they. So I'm glad you brought up producers. So how did you go about selecting who you wanted to work with this album right here?
Honestly, I put it on my story, my Instagram story, looking for producers. Send me your hottest tracks, and I'm gonna see if it makes the album. And like, they sent me a whole bunch of stuff, and a lot of it ended up making the album. Some really great producers. Shout out to y'all, because they're probably watching right now. So D Zillion and Ravi and Wade, of course, who I've been working with for a really long time. They really like turned the album up.
So you feel as though do you go like the professional route with these producers, like just in case if you you know, you hit it big one time with one of those
Yeah.
tracks. You know what I mean? As far as what is it called? ASCAP? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. I make sure everyone's credited. I pay them because I like to be paid. So I respect anybody I work with. If I work with you, I'm gonna pay you.
Okay.
But yeah, everything's done how it should be done.
Yeah, and when they paid, so you know.
Yeah, because
Shut up.
You know, a lot of times the people don't have that mindset because you know everybody didn't make it yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they expect everything to be for $3.99.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, but you know, you got to look at it in a method where you know people take the time out and they pretty much invest in their studios. They invest
Yeah.
in their studio time and their equipment. You know what I mean? And they invest in their beats. You know, so if you invest in yourself, then I think other people should invest in you as well. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Once
Yeah.
they see the professionalism.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So that's-
Exactly.
So how long how many songs are on this album? I know, but I'm asking.
10.
So how long did it take you to create this album, and are there every song, well, what's the process of creating the album for you? Are there songs that didn't make it as well?
Yeah. I started out with a lot of songs because I've been writing for like a year now. So a year's worth of songs, maybe like close to 25, 30 that I really, really liked, that I'm like, don't put them all on there. That's too much at a time. Cut it down and like have some kind of idea of where you're trying to go with it. So it doesn't sound like you just threw a whole bunch of songs together. And I was going for exactly what I said, like rap boss, set the bar, and then dip, like a couple good songs, throw in 2 R&B songs so they know you can still sing. And then, yeah, just dip out, give like a solid project and
That's
dip
it.
out.
that's
Yeah.
dope.
So I'm hearing you hint at where the name of the album came from.
Yeah.
Where did the name of the album come from? Set the bar. Why'd you name it that?
Because I'm setting the bar for myself. So I can never like give anything less than that album, because that album to me was really, really good, well thought out, great lyricism. So I'm never going to give anything less than that. But setting the bars for others around me and others who, you know, want to compete or think they can compete. Can you top my bars? Can you top, you know, my melody, my lyricism? Can you bring it all to the table? So set the bar for everybody.
Setting the bar. So
Very
in the chat, some people were saying that your music has to be inspirational to be able to write it, so they support you. But we have a question
Thank you.
here. Burst Trini says, what are some of the obstacles that you faced so far pursuing your music?
Oh, so many. Where do I even start? I would say my biggest obstacle is working for so long. I feel like I've been working forever with music. So, you know, like that thought where like, I should have been pop. That's how I feel. But you can't feel like that because there's always room to grow and you never know
Absolutely.
when your time is.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So there's that. There's like working a 9 to 5 that, you know, I like it. It's cool. I'm a teacher. I really love my kids. But is it my passion? Like, no. Like, I know I should be doing music. So having to like, you know, go meet Tory Lanez, for example, and go back to work the next day, I'm like, bro, this is the blow.
Yeah, yeah, I get
Like, it starts feeling like,
I get
is
you.
it gonna make sense one day?
You know what's so funny? I'm glad that you brought that example, because as far as entertainers, and I think this is across the board when it comes to musicians, when it comes to comedians, when it comes to artists, poets, DJs, anyone that has an opportunity. Wow, okay. Anyone.
Strippers are people too.
Okay, I never said
Strippers
they're
are
not, right? Well, you want to use that? Okay, they are entertainers,
Right.
as well. But I say that, you know, when we feel it the most as entertainers, when we're in front of an audience of 4, 5, 6, 7, 800 people, right? And then you get that adrenaline rush of
yeah.
seeing your future,
Yeah.
right? When you're in front of that large audience.
Yeah.
And now when you have that opportunity to be successful at that key moment, right? And then now you're successful, you get all that, you know, all the love, all the great feedback after you performed, right? And you're like, yeah, I did that. I just accomplished that,
Yeah.
right? And then the next day you go back to being the regular person
Yeah.
you was that
Yo,
not
Yeah.
everybody.
I'm about to cut
Yep.
you off real quick.
What happened?
We were going to an event in Jersey, right? So I'm like, Lover, meet me in Queens. I'm gonna park on my car and we gonna head to Jersey. Lover's like, all right, cool. We linked up. We driving to Jersey. Lover fatigue.
I was tired.
Tired.
I'm like, how was Lover gonna do this tonight? There was no way because this man is tired.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yo, on the way back, you're driving. I'm like, okay. Yo, no cap. 15 minutes, bro.
He
Turned it on.
Killed and
Turned it on.
Yeah.
And that, you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy?
I've been through that with him. I've been through it.
You know what's crazy?
Fire.
And this is something that we could all go through, right? You're tired like crazy. You know what I'm saying? You put in your work for whatever you was doing, and then now when it's time to be in front of that audience, it's game time. You snap out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like once you see that stage, once you see the audience, you snap out of it. 1, 2, 3. You drink a bottle of water or Red Bull, whatever, or you take a drink of your favorite alcohol, whatever. Everybody has their own mechanism that puts them in that mood or that that time to step your game up. You know what I mean?
It's
Like
game time. Man.
it's game time. Jordan, LeBron, all these guys used to do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, they had
No excuses. It's
no
game
excuses.
time, man.
And that's the thing about it. Like, so I know the feeling you talk about, Genique, where you accomplish something great. And when it came to me, like going to, like when I would go to like other countries or other cities and I'd be in front of a great crowd, example, when I'm in like Miami for like, you know, the festival weekend, and then you be in front of that crowd of like 1,000 people, 2,000 people, and then you turn up and then you go back to work on Monday at 7:30, and nobody cares what you did on Saturday, bro. You know what I'm saying? They care why you late to work on Monday, bro.
For real.
Did you say you were a teacher?
I'm a teacher, yeah.
Did you say that here?
Yes, you did.
I did just now,
She
yeah.
just
yeah.
did.
Because I'm like, they're writing, hey, a teacher and a rapper. I'm like, I didn't hear her say that.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she did.
All right. So, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
As
That's
always.
really dope. I'm
Appreciate
proud
you.
of you, man. Stay motivated. You know what I'm
Thank you,
saying?
Gigi.
When you like, sometimes in life, when you get closer, that's when you want to fall. But you just gotta keep pushing. That means you are getting there. Just keep going
That's
and
facts.
just don't stop. Shake
Thank
the
you, thank you.
block,
Shake the
baby.
block.
Hey, thank you.
I think the music
No
speaks
problem.
for itself.
Yes.
So before
Yes.
you get out of here, Genique, we thank you for being here. Thanks for coming. We got to play something else.
Yes.
I think we're gonna play my favorite song on this album.
I think I know what it is.
if it is. So
Harley?
what'd you say?
It's Harley.
It's Harley, man. Harley's my joint, bro.
Yeah, Harley is kind of fire.
Harley's my
Thank
my-
you.
Harley's kind
my-
of fire. I'm not gonna lie.
Harley's my
Harley's
joint.
kind of fire.
Harley's my baby, low key.
Harley and the 15. What's it?
15 women.
15.
I
that's
sent that
my-
one too,
That's
but
my big. Oh, we're gonna get to that
We
one
got to
too.
end with Harley.
Yeah. So introduce this song, man. Before you get out of here, again, thank you for joining us. I'm just saying, show.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Make sure that you guys follow Genique on Instagram at Genique Music. Actually, you know, and tell them where they can listen to everything. I'll let you take over from here.
Yeah, y'all. So follow my Instagram. It's Genique Music, GENIQUE Music. And I'm on everything. Like if you type in Genique on Apple, Spotify, Tidal, whatever you got, Genique will pop up with all the songs, and Set the Bar is the new album. So go get the new album.
Most def.
Set the bar, and here is Harley.
Put him on a trial, make him wait for that thing. Too pretty and clean, one hell of a cat. If he showing out, I'ma throw it back. Telling me to calm that kitty down, I give it a pat. Ride it like a blood clot yardie. In it, smooth start like a Harley. The thing said good, I'm sorry. Big man, I feel last long, but they hardly. He a goofball class clown, but he studying the cookie. I ain't got it, dumb it down. He eating it for dinner, I ain't cooking. 5-course meal right here, good looking. I be on the wall, I be on the bed. I be in my house, but really be on his head.